Hi everyone, so today we're looking at getting ourselves the cheapest website with the cheapest custom domain and the cheapest hosting, but making it all quality at the same time. So best value, but good quality, good looking website, that kind of thing. So if we go to where I've traditionally done this kind of search and setup, everyone knows GoDaddy, domain name host, got this fictional domain name called aliencows.com. If I search that, then you get $10.95 for the first year. Apparently discounted from $34.96. Now, you can add this to your basket, and as you go through, they try and upsell you. This is typical with all these kind of vendors, and you can see that it kind of gets a bit diabolical. We get to the third page here, and they really try and catch you at the checkout. I'm not saying the others don't, but this initially, when I searched it, popped out as like the 3-year default, and that's a lot more expensive than, the original price back on page 1. $69 there, like $105.78. So you always want to change it to 1 year. A lot of the privacy protection, full domain protection there. Unless there's some vital information in there, do you really want to bother about it? Unless you've got a big e-commerce business. But if you're just hosting a little website or whatever, you want something cheap, something to put up temporarily, this is the way to go. So this pops out at what, $10.94, we'll call it. Okay, so it's kind of on paper, the first page, the cheapest. And if you look at aliencows.com on Crazy Domains and you add this to the cart, it's $17.99 a year. And then go through the same kind of thing as well. So you go to your cart and we'll see what they do to us at the checkout. Okay, domain expiry protection is $15. So total down here $19.79. Look, the one I like at the moment is Namecheap. Aliencows.com, $14.65 a year. Go to the checkout, and the thing about these guys is, because I've used Crazy Domains and I've used GoDaddy before, right? But these guys are by far, they've got the best customer service and they're cheaper than the other guys. And they go, domain name registration, domain privacy, free forever. All right. So I don't know. I just find it a bit more passive, the upsell here. So that's my suggestion. Try Namecheap, great customer service, and they get back to you quickly if there's a problem. If you want to host your own website, I use SiteGround for years. These guys are really expensive. Do not go to SiteGround. They've got good support, but the problem is they're so expensive. And then you have to do all this back end stuff. Linking with WordPress. Do you really want to spend time at the back end? Some people love that. I personally don't. I don't want to know how it works. I just want to get in the car and drive it away and have the car look sexy. The other thing you can do, and which I also did, was I had a Wix site. I had a custom Wix site. So you can get a free Wix site, but the problem is that their domain is like your name, plus they'll tag it with a little bit of a Wix there in the domain header. And, you really don't want to have that, or they might put an ad on your website as well. You don't want that either. So stay away from the Wix website. But the one thing I will say is the Wix website builder, very intuitive. So a place you can get it all is you go there, you get your Namecheap domain name, and you go to Google Sites. Now, I wasn't very hot on Google Sites a few years ago because I didn't think their templates were very good. And it didn't seem that there was that much customization that was going on. But now I think they've gotten better. And the thing is that it doesn't look too messy at Google. There's not too much on offer, but there's high customization. So one of my favorite templates is called Photo Portfolio. And I actually use this with my own website. It's very similar to what I had on Wix. And so I pretty much got all the data and all the aesthetics of Wix, and I brought it over here. I couldn't export because Wix won't let you export your website, but you can copy it. So if we come here, we call this aliencows.com. Okay. Click on an image, double click on it, go up to these little dots here, replace image, upload. And then I think I've got a cow folder here. So grab this one here, open it up. Look, there you go. So you can actually go in here, right? You might want to customize this image in a way, make it bigger, or you can replace that image as well. Upload again. Let's choose another cow. Okay. And then basically, you can customize it very simply. So you might want to go down here, edit the footer, put your own text address in. You could go over to the right-hand side here. Okay, there's a whole bunch of options that you can put. Table of contents, perhaps. There you go. You can put a YouTube link in. There's so many options. I mean, you've got a brain, so you can work that one out. Now, here's the little trick, is that we want to go from here to this little cogwheel top right-hand side, and then we're going to go to custom domains, okay, start setup, and then we can buy a domain. So we can buy a domain from Google, and it's really cheap. And this is free. Google sites are free, as far as I know, or if there's any cost, it's like $2 a month somewhere. All right. And just on that note, if you've got a Google email address, when you go up to all your apps in the top right-hand side, you can actually find the Google Sites icon and you can drag it all the way up to the top. But if we use a domain from a third party, then we're going to type in aliencows.com. Obviously, I haven't bought this, so it can't do it. And then basically you step through that process and it'll set up and eventually have a custom domain. The only thing that might slow you down a bit is if you say had your custom domain attached to something like Wix, which I did, then you have to go into Wix. You have to delete that custom domain from their domain registry. And then you have to basically wait for it all to index with Google, do a few little back-end things, which are a bit boring. But eventually you can link it here. So then you've got a very cheap domain name, cheap hosting, and you've got free hosting and a free site. So at the end of the day, I would highly recommend Google Sites and Namecheap, and then you'll have your own custom setup and you won't have to rely on anyone else. Thanks for watching. I'll speak to you soon.